Most of the cast was excited when we read the script for the episode titled Tuvix. The initial draft of the script had the character of Neelix dying. Some made up science fiction shit about a transporter. We were just happy to get rid of the actor playing Neelix. I can't remember his name. It was something like Nathan or Ethan, whatever it was, no one cares. He was always rubbing up with his crotch on everyone while shooting, and you could tell he had a hard-on. He got called out on it a couple of times. He'd swear his costume had a large and awkwardly long crotch piece, and he didn't mean to hit your hand with it. But everyone knew he was lying. It always conveniently happened when you were shooting near each other's face, or when he was behind you in the scene. He would whisper low enough so no one else could hear him, and say, "Sorry about that, but you didn't look like you mind." Getting near him was always a stinky ordeal. He constantly smelled of body odor and old cigarettes. So it should come to no surprise to you that everyone was excited about Neelix being written off the show, and the Neelix actor wasn't there for the initial script read, which meant we didn't have to watch him throw a tantrum like in every other reading. He always bitches about he doesn't have enough screen time, but we were so excited, we started planning a party for when the episode would wrap filming. We called the party the Neelix Death Day celebration. Sadly for us, we found out this was not to pass one of the other cast members. I don't know her actual name, but she was the bitch with the turtle shell on her forehead. Well, we found out that she owed the Neelix actor some favors. So she immediately called the Neelix actor after the script reading. We could hear her screaming at him through the phone in the other room. The only thing we could make out was her saying, "This better be the last thing. I am done with all of your demands and requests." The turtle-headed chick was apparently neighbors with William Shatner, and that's how she got the role. So, at first we assumed that's who she was talking to on the phone. She came back and then someone spoke up and said, "How's Kirk?" She looked pissed off and stated it wasn't Shatner she was talking to, but our missing cast member. You could see the writer's offices from the reading room. We all watched her walk over to the head writer's office, close the door behind her, and then close the blinds. After about an hour, she emerged from the room, her hair disheveled, and the head writer walking out behind her, fixing his belt and shuffling his pants up to his waist. The writer had a stack of pages in his hand and held them in the air. Then he stated, "We have got a new script. You guys need to read through it again. No bitching about the new plot twist. Deal with it." Before we even opened the script, everyone knew what changed. At least when it comes to Neelix. The other actors were grumbling while looking through the pages. The Tuvix actor even said, "Motherfucker, you have got to be kidding me. They are gonna keep that stinky-ass motherfucker." But one of the changes that we didn't see coming was a complete cut of a scene with Neelix and the turtle-head chick. They had some stupid conversation and a lot of hugging before Neelix got on the platform thing with the lights. I can't blame anyone for not wanting to do any scene with him, which would turn into multiple takes, with his stinky ass bumping his crotch into your hand. Actually, they no longer had any scenes together for the rest of the show's run. Most people don't realize it. Guess she got a little something for herself in her deal. They ended up replacing most of her parts with the Doctor. The Doctor was an insufferable ass, by the way. In between takes, he was always singing rap songs off-key and prancing around. Everyone on set had to constantly tell him to shut the fuck up because we were filming. He would just giggle and prance away. The actor that played Kim wanted them to replace the Tuvix actor with William Shatner. Now when I tell you Kim is obsessed with Shatner, that's an understatement. Remember how I said the turtle-head chick was neighbors with William Shatner? Well, Kim was always asking her questions about Shatner, and somehow it always diverged into them talking about Shatner's balls. On the one hand, that's really weird. But on the other hand, she knew way too much info about Shatner's balls. I could have gone the rest of my life without knowing he calls the left Frank and the right Herbert. Oh, that he had a line tattooed down the middle. Kim would ask these fucked up questions like, "Would you say his balls are heavy?" And I usually had to stop both of them gossiping about Shatner. I would say, Can we go one day without talking about Shatner's balls? Kim would just roll his eyes and say, "Yes, ma'am, Captain." Oh wait, you're not actually my boss. He never did anything worth a shit after the show. He was probably too busy taking photos of Shatner's balls with a telephoto lens. So anyway, back to the Tuvix script. The guy playing Chakotay is now bitching about he needs to have some Native American thing, something about two lost souls and birds or some shit like that. Everyone would just roll their eyes when he would start in with the Native American shit. Everyone would always tell him, "No one wants to see that stupid shit." But he'd get all mad and upset about it. Then he started rambling about the movie he was in, Night of the Comet. I had forgotten about that horrible movie until he brought it up. Do yourself a favor, though. Don't ask him about the movie. The only interesting story he has is about the doll. He got drunk and slept with one of the monster props of the main actress. Apparently thought they were role-playing. She was a dead monster he could take advantage of. But he just ended up banging a doll. They took the cleanup fee out of his paycheck, but they let him take the doll home. I know he still has it, because he has shown me pics of it in his Star Trek costume.